Okay, friends, let's welcome back to yet another session of Thinking on Destiny. As we all know, we came to the final session, understanding how to create the thoughts without creating a destiny. So, which means we have to create the righteous thoughts, right? So, how we can do it? So, we have completed, as I told, Percival has given 32 points. How we can live, how we can practice in our day-to-day life. So, what is that conscious of consciousness living? We completed 2 points in the last session and we will continue today. Before we go into that, just meditate for 2 minutes on the consciousness of Percival. Then we will recap what are those 2 points and then we'll go for it. Okay. Let's sit in a meditative posture. Cross your legs, clasp your hands, and close your eyes. Observing breath is the starting point of being conscious of consciousness. So many things we do unconsciously. Percival is bringing all of us to expand our consciousness and recognize that consciousness everywhere, within you, around you, before you, after you, in plants, in animals, in mountains, in everything and everything, anything that you see, perceive in this world is nothing but consciousness. Once we reach to that stage, there's nothing to lose, nothing to gain. We are aware of that consciousness. That is our ultimate goal, to reach or to attain. More than reaching and attaining, it is ultimate goal that we have to realize that we are the conscious beings. We are the enlightened beings. Now, rub your palms and keep on your eyes for a few seconds. Open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Before we go for third point, let us recap what we have learned in the last 2 sessions. Over to you, Balagar.
Thank you, Prasanna. This is thinking. Oh, sorry. Okay. Let me. Sorry, I got. Yeah. So last week we started. Prasanna started how to become conscious of consciousness. So we covered. She covered first 2 points out of 32. So first one is initial approach to how to become the conscious of consciousness. So he says consciousness, it represents reality far beyond whatever the book says. So first we need to understand and negate what consciousness is not. Like Prasanna mentioned last time, like in Nirvana Shatkam, we need to negate everything what is not. then that is what, in Advaita philosophy, it is called neti neti, not this, not this. So next, consciousness is not a person or limited. It does not belong to any individual being, entity, or object. It doesn't possess anything. It is not something that can be possessed or possessed by. It has no limit, no divisions, or no states. It doesn't have attributes. So it is nirguna. It has no attributes, no limitations. It doesn't become something to do or anything. So we must not think of a being having consciousness. This is important. We must not think of a being having consciousness. Instead, understand that being as conscious of something, that is consciousness. So we need to be conscious of something we are conscious of. That is what in Satchit Ananda, Chit is the consciousness. So we need that awareness is the consciousness. So the core understandings of consciousness for the seeker, how it happens. The true knowledge requires direct experience. That's what, everybody, we know now. Now we need to feel it. We need to have that direct experience. You cannot truly know the conscious until you become conscious of consciousness. So you cannot just by listening to somebody or reading some books, you cannot get this. Only you need to feel it. It is possible for humans, even with nature's illusion. So even with all this, around us also, it is possible, he's saying, this realization can occur at any moment with deep concentration, contemplation. And consciousness is universal and omnipresent. So it is everywhere, it is present. It is present in and around everything, regardless of the size or significance. Underlying presence of consciousness allows every being to be aware of everything. So nature of consciousness, what is it? It is indivisible. Okay, that is what we call it akhandam. Okay, equal, samatvam, and identical in all. A primitive nature unit. It is and also it is present in a block of granite, and everywhere it is, in a mountain, everywhere it is present. It is the higher supreme intelligence. It is neither more nor less. It doesn't have that limitations are more and higher and low. And also it felicitates the awareness and action, but it only felicitates, facilitate is it is a facilitator. It facilitates, not performing. So it doesn't perform, but it facilitates the action. Though through the presence of consciousness, every being or unit, it performs its function and is aware only to the extent of its capacity. The path of realization, how making the effort to become conscious of consciousness. This is the only way we can do. Finally, when you stop defining consciousness by what is not and allow your mind to rest in the mystery of what it might truly be. First, we need to negate it and then focus on what it is truly to be. Then you prepare yourself for the direct realization of pure, ever present consciousness, the changeless witness behind all experience. Then, in that state, he says, you can feel that consciousness, that changeless, immortal witness, Sakshi Bhava. The point to here is then you can how to think. Here he says a small prayer. Later I will say consciousness, undescribed, unexplained, and without qualities. That is what, and also not dependent on or not affected by anything present throughout all space and time, and being and throughout all intelligences. So it is present everywhere. There is no limit, by whose presence all nature units are conscious as their functions, and the triune selves are conscious as what they are, of what they do, and what they become. So it is only because of this consciousness, they have all this. And then there is a small invocation prayer for consciousness. He says, "O consciousness, undescribed, unexplained, and without qualities." That is what, this is how, our Gayatri mantra also says. This is the prayer. And this passage begins with a prayerful invocation, not to a deity or a form, but to the consciousness itself, the ultimate formless essence. This is not a mental image, not an object or knowledge, no, and not something you can see or touch it. This is what the consciousness. And it is like we say, it is undescribable, because beyond words we cannot explain. It is beyond words or conceptualization. It is unexplainable. It cannot be captured or conveyed fully and by any intellectual language. Without it, it doesn't have any qualities, nirguna. And it is not limited by any attributes like shape, gender, sound, or energy. It is the best subtle expressions, not affected by anything, and yet it is present in everything and permeating all space time, beings, and even higher intelligences. It is by its very presence that everything becomes conscious. The consciousness enables all only because of this consciousness, awareness only, we become conscious ourselves. By whose presence all nature units are conscious as their functions, and the triune selves are conscious of what they are. This tells us that everything being, every function in nature, be it a molecule, a plant, a human, or whatever it is alive, are aware. Only we are aware because of this consciousness, presence of this consciousness. And conscious is not in the thing. So let us understand. He says conscious is not in the thing. The thing is aware only due to the presence of consciousness. It enables nature units to fulfill their specific function. Okay, it enables the nature to fulfill the functions, but it doesn't do. The triune self, that union of willing, thinking, and doing, to become conscious of. So the triune selves are conscious of this only. What it is, its essence, what it does, its karma, action, or growth, what it may become, ultimately, it all happens because of this only. Consciousness is not inherent in objects, but objects are aware due to the consciousness. How do we willfully know the consciousness? So he says, I think and feel. This is the prayer, small prayer. He says, I think and feel and will be conscious of thee, and to know thee, that is the consciousness. Here, the seeker resolves to use the power of their mind. So we need to completely resolve, he says, the power of our mind by power of that mind of thinking and the the feeling heart, and the will also. We need to completely resolve to become conscious of consciousness. This is a spiritual vow, not for a result or reward. So we should not have a personal motive, but for the highest possible awareness. So let go of the timetable. So there should not be any. So he says, there should not be any time limit. We should not set any time limit for consciousness to happen. You should not set the time when you first become conscious of consciousness. The important spiritual guidance is to not attempt to control when this awareness comes. So it automatically happens, but we should not set a time. It may happen in this lifetime or after many lives. Once all aspects of the mind are purified under control, when all the mind is purified and when it is under control, it automatically happens, he says. Letting go of over anxiousness, expectations, or conditions is critical. So these are the important things. These are obstacles that delay the unfolding. The path must be walked with quiet assurance, not urgent anticipation. And death is not a break. He says, we all know. So he says that death is not a break. It is like a sleep. Think the death of your body is only great break, more than a night's sleep. Your continuity of self, higher self, the one that wills, learns, and remembers, remains intact. Consciousness is the light of the map. Becoming conscious of consciousness will be as a map and a light for you. Okay, this is the higher intelligence of light. Once even a glimpse of consciousness is experienced, you are changed forever. Even if you feel a glimpse of it also, your life gets changed, it seems. Even though you are not fully free, but now you have a direction, a light within. This experience acts like an inner compass. Okay, so that guides you what to do, what not to do. It does not immediately erase your karmic debts, give supernatural powers, or control your desires, but it unites fully with your higher self. This is what happens in our path, awakening path. But it gives you the certainty and the clarity that will, with the time, and it leads you all above. The growth becomes inevitable. You may not do what you know to be right, but you know when you are doing wrong thing. That is the. So if we If we go in the wrong path, we will have that intuition not to go in that path. After such an awakening, self-deception is no longer possible. Even if you sleep, you know what you are doing. You're compelled to do the right things. Grow steadily in strength, confidence, and wisdom. This inner honesty becomes unshakable. Okay, you may falter, but you cannot be lie to yourself anymore. And confidence and steadiness is the key. He says you should have in this path the confidence and steadiness. The final realization. When this happens, feeling, desire, and rightness, reason, I-ness, selfness, and they all become one. That's what he said. When the moment arrives, all divisions between feeling, desire, thought, and identity, they vanish. You experience yourself as the integrated whole that is one triune self. You don't become consciousness, you become conscious of consciousness, and thereby you know your true nature. Finally, this is the self-realization, the goal of existence, not a mystical event, but a recognition of what has always been true. Finally, this second point is both a prayer and a manual. That's what he mentioned in this second point. Reverence for the unknowable consciousness, determination to know it, patience with time, discipline in action, faith in progress, clarity of destination. So those are the 2 points last time we covered in this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Balagaru. Thank you for the recap. Almost everything extensively. Now let us go back to the point 3 without wasting any time. The instant of being conscious of consciousness. How it will be when you are becoming a conscious of consciousness, how that will be. He's explaining with the light which is greater than. When you become a conscious of consciousness, the light that you are going to get, how it will be, he's explaining. It is a greater than the light of 10,000 times, 10,000 suns open up in the brain. 10,000 suns, the light means how much it is, right? 10,000 times than 10,000 suns. That much light, you'll feel it in your brain, and you tempers it and quickens the portion of the doer that is connected with that brain, and you are conscious of being beyond your limits. Thoughts made conscious of your relation to the consciousness. So 10,000 times 10,000 suns is kind of a bigger amount. So how much you are actually going to be consciousness, he is trying to tell. Okay, that is what here in this particular thing he is trying to do it. You are conscious of all intelligence. You see everything in the nature at once. You are not thrilled by any emotions. Oh, you got a new house, thrilling? No. You got something happen? No. So you're not thrilled by emotions, and do not build in imagination. You are not prized but by the beauty of escasities, and not dazzled or overpowered with it. You are very calm. You have a limitless increase and extension in being the conscious throughout and within all being of intelligence. All your body, breath form, you are related to the nature of manifested and as well as unmanifested. By the great triune self of the world, of your intelligence, you are related to all triune selves and intelligence. You are related to every other triune self and intelligence. Your body and its breath form, you are related to the nature of the manifested and unmanifested. Okay. Here, actually, the points that he has given in this particular book, right? I just rewrote those points, and then I'll try to explain in that way, because what I feel is kind of repeating the sentences, right? So it may not be like two particular things. So let me explain you the point by point, right? The instant of realization, how it will be. That's what he is saying. When you become an instant of realization, how it will be. In the instant of being conscious of consciousness means you are realizing, right? When your realization is happening, what will happen? What is the key insight? A conscious of consciousness means you are enlightened, you are realized being, you are enlightened being. Okay, which means the enlightenment or a realization is not a gradual. It won't come gradually, day by day, day by. It will come all of a sudden. It will come. It's instantaneous awakening. It will happen when that moment. I can take an example of Vivekananda. Vivekananda, when comes to his the life, because he was already experienced all the things and came right. So instantly, when the Guru Ramakrishna Ramsa has touched or anything, instantly got awakened. Similarly, it can happen that awakening anytime to any one of us. The moment it is not intellectual, it's not like intellectual moments, but it is transformational moments. You will transform your thing. It's not like intellectually you got something kind of thing, right? You transform your behavior, you transform everything. You will transform the how you behave, how you react, right? Because there is a shift of awareness is happening when you become conscious of consciousness. You are not aware of something, you are aware of itself. You are aware of conscious of consciousness, right? You are not aware of, oh, I am aware of that, I am here, I am aware that I should not. It's not like that. You are aware of being in that itself. The next sentence, what he gave, the light is greater than 10,000 suns. Is it not? 10,000 sun. The light is greater 10,000 times of 10,000 sun. What do we mean by the light which is greater than light of 10,000 times 10,000 suns? Open up your brain. What does it mean? It is saying a very big light. That's what they are trying, right? This light is not a physical light. It is your inner illumination. You cannot see that light. Oh, the eyes will be dazzled. No, that is the inner light, inner awakening, inner knowing. That is what the radiance of that pure intelligence that you are going to see here. That's what he's trying to say. That means it awakens your dormant portions, dormant potentials. You have all potentials within you, but those potential is always dormant. Okay, the potentials in the brain and quickens the portions of the doer. The doer, whatever the portion, the doer, it quickens, meaning it activates the consciousness and becomes vibrant and alive. You will be moving beyond your mind, beyond your thought, into the direct knowing. Directly, you will be able to knowing. I'll tell you. I'll give you an example here. So there are so many. I'll take my own example here. So when I see, because I told many a times, maybe you are getting bored, but still I'll tell. The Thinking and Destiny, when the book was given, okay, I just bought the book and kept safely in my bookshelf. It is lying there for a year or more than a year. So when I was asked to teach, I was not, because it was not, I am not aware of my potential. That I am able to read that book, I'm able to understand that book, and I can do. So which means that we are always being the limit. We are limitless people, but we are always keeping some limit. Oh, the author has written 32 years. I cannot read it. I just started in this meditation path. How can I tell? So these are all the limited thinking, right? We're keeping some limits on ourselves. I think I will not be able to. Similarly, not only in this, because this is related, I just mentioned many a place. Oh, it will not happen to me. Even Siddhisha, if I take example, oh, English teaching, I will not do it. Okay, I can only do in Telugu, or I can only do, but now she's doing that. So she kept her own limits. So this is only I can do it, this I cannot do it. But once you are actually conscious of these things, right, you will break those limits. You will understand you are a limitless being. You're beyond your mind. So which means you are directly connecting to that knower. And also expansion of consciousness. How you are expanding, so that when 10,000 times of 10,000, so that your conscious is beyond the limits of the thought. Your consciousness is not is within the thought. It is beyond your thought, which means your conscious is no longer bought by your concepts, beliefs, or imagination. It is beyond that. You become aware of your eternal relationships with the consciousness itself. Whatever that your consciousness, that immortal, that supreme consciousness, you will be aware of that consciousness itself. This is not emotional thrill. It's not an emotional thrill. It is a deep, steady, eternal clarity. You will get a clarity of it. So many people, when they went into the meditation, oh, I just have so I just got a thrill. It's not the thrill. If you just see that, you will go into that clarity, more and more clarity you will be getting it. Once you become the conscious of consciousness, total perception of the nature and intelligence, you will get what exactly, how you perceived previously this nature, how now. You are conscious of the intelligence and see everything in the nature at once. That's what in that sentence he said. You are conscious of intelligence and able to see everything in the nature at once. You perceive totally of the nature. Okay, not through the senses, but through your inner perception, you are able to, not by seeing, by listening, not that. You are, with your inner perception, you are able to see that. You become aware of this universal intelligence. Okay, and that is playing in every form. The barrier between the subject and object dissolves all fields of awareness. Whatever the barrier that you have, subject and object, perceiver and perceived. So you are just moving out all these things. It is the one field of awareness. You will understand that there is no two, there is only one field of awareness. Then what did you say? Nature at once. You are not thrilled by emotions, not raised by the beauty escasities, not dazzled or overpowered. That's what he mentioned in that sentence, which means, unlike a mystical or a trance experience, he is actually taking all these things, mystical experiences, trance experiences that you are getting in the meditations is also he's clearing out. It is not that you have to get clear, state of sober, you have to get clear thoughts. That's where you need to get it. Again, I am getting, again, you are feeling that there is a separatedness. No, you are not separate. This is all the conscious. You remain grounded. You lost, you should not lost in these visions, should not lost in these mystical experiences that you are getting. These are all also the games that your mind is playing when you are calm. When you are open your eyes, it is playing a one kind of games. When you're closing the things, it is playing a different kind of games. You need to go beyond that. That's what he's saying. Okay, no emotional overload or no fantasy. You are not thrilled by your emotions, not raised by the basic. That's what, right? You remain grounded. This is the essence of being fully awakened, which means you're calm, unwavering, deeply, very real. That's how you will become. Infinite extensions in consciousness. So, what is that? The next sentence he said, you said limitless increase and extension in being conscious throughout and within all being and intelligence. That's what he said, right? Which means extends your awareness without any boundary. Extend your awareness to not within, not limited to your home, not limited to your neighborhood, not limited to your country, not limited to your town, country, or anything. Extend your awareness. Okay, your experience, the total interconnectedness, right, with all the beings, forms, and forces. Experience that there's nothing outside of your awareness. There's nothing outside of awareness. Everything is there within your awareness. Next one is, next what he said, related to all triune self, to all intelligence, with your body, breath form, related to all nature. That's what he mentioned in that sentence, which means you have that relationships with all the beings. That's what he's mentioning. You understand your place is a part of your, whatever your place is a part of the great triune self. Your mind, body, soul, together is a triune self. That is a part of the great triune self. Your breath and the body are gateways to connect to that manifesting, that manifesting nature or unmanifesting nature. To connect your breath and is a gateway. You see that divine web of existence. Everything and everyone is interrelated in that divine web. They are not separate. Not that these four people in the family are connected. Everybody else is also connected. Conscious of all spheres, worlds, planes. Okay, you are conscious of all there is of the spheres and the worlds and the planes. Awareness is not confined to the earth or a physical plane. Okay, you perceive the across the dimensions, across, understand the structure of reality from the densest matter to the highest unmanifested form. time, space, everything will collapse because you are conscious throughout the space, throughout the time. So once you understand, you are existing before you existed in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, whatever, if you call, and you are existing now, and you are going to exist in the future. So you are a limitless being. Once you understand that, everything will be gone. What is the next one? Of conscious of sameness and pure intelligence of their relation, which means consciousness is a sameness and it is a pure intelligence. Consciousness is sameness, is awareness of all beings share the same essence, same consciousness. Pure intelligence is impersonal. It is not anybody's personal. I'm intelligent, not you are not. No, it's not. It animates in everything. You see unity and harmony in each and every being of the relationships. What is the next following one? By being conscious of consciousness, you are at once conscious of every being. Means you are conscious of every being, not just within you, are conscious of every being. By being the conscious of consciousness, you are once conscious in every being, which means in the state of separatedness, once you understand that, that state of separatedness disappears. You are intuitively feel the presence and inner reality of all beings and non-living beings. Okay, you are in the conscious relationship with everything around you, and then there is a no here and there, this and that, all that is done, which means there is no duality, no separation. So you transcended from duality to the unity. No ups and down, no in and out, no self and others. Everything is you are with. You are with everything. You are a part of everything. What is the next one? You are satisfied, calm, and you have ease to poise with the glad at homeness, unmistakable reality. That is, you will be at peace, you will be at poise. The experience is not dramatic or overwhelming. It is very peaceful and natural. You feel that you are at home because that's a real home, right? All these homes are like a rented homes. This body is a one rented home, and this body we kept it in another home and saying that this is our own home. So this is another. So this is not the home. So whenever you become the conscious of conscious, you feel that you are at home. You don't need anything anymore. You simply joyfully enjoy, aware of that being. Okay. You are conscious of the glory of grandeur and simplicity in relations of with all that, which means the majesty of all existence does not intoxicate you. It grounds you in stillness. You see the entire cosmos and all its brilliance built in divine simplicity in the order. So you feel that way. So finally, being of consciousness, conscious of consciousness is nothing but a realization, an enlightenment. It is not an experience, it's not a concept. It is a direct knowing of your eternal nature. You are going to know. That's why Ramana Maharshi, throughout his life, he said, who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Contemplate, 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 right? So you are that eternal nature. It is beyond your thought, beyond your sensation, beyond your imagination, beyond your emotion. It's very calm, clear, and it's so real. Okay. You are aware of all the things, all the times, in all the forms. When you know, right, this has happened and this will happen and this is going to happen, you know, everything is actually, you know, this to pass, that kind of thing, right? Everything, what is happening, when you know, why you will be lose your peace. You will not lose your peace, right? So that's what, once you become the conscious of consciousness, you are that source of knowing. That is what he is trying to say in the third point. I just actually cut that point into the different things and try to get the things. You can, because just point three, I already prepared the notes, right? So you can just see that how the total point that he has given, point three, how I just cut into the different points. So more than what Percival has given in the book, I have written so much because dissected the point, I can say, in in the other sense. Hope it is clear. Any questions on that? Okay. Then let me go. Srish garu, something
Yeah,
you're talking?
yeah, it's clear, Prasanna. Go ahead. Thank you.
Okay. Next, fourth point. It's a simple point. And fourth and fifth is almost we have read. We'll just recapping kind of thing. Let us do that. Before being conscious of consciousness, you will desire to think without being attached. Then you will cease to make a destiny. It's a very simple, straightforward thing. Once you want to become a conscious of consciousness, what is the desire? You have to desire, think, but don't get attached. That desire to think without being attached. Once you become that, then you are not creating any destiny. Whenever you are getting attached to that, then only you are actually creating a destiny. Whenever you are not attaching anything, whenever you do not have any attachment in anything that you are doing today, we are supposed to do something, we are doing it. Then the next, oh, I have done that much to you, but she did not recognize it. How much I worked hard, she did not recognize, which means that you are actually getting attached, isn't it? You are getting attached to that particular thing. Because you are getting attached, you are not able to, you started creating a destiny. I did it. That is why in Bhagavad Gita they said everything Krishnarpanam, you say everything, not that precisely whatever the thought, good thing that I did, and whatever the bad things that is happening, okay, I'm giving to Krishnarpanam. No, everything that you give, give it to him, then he'll take care of it. Similarly, here, everything that is happening is done by consciousness. You don't get attached. When you are supposed to do something, you do it, but don't get attached to that thing, right? That's what. Before being conscious of consciousness, you will desire to think without being attached. We will see what is this. What is the core theme here? Consciousness, thought, and the freedom from that nature. Naturally, we are saying that I did it. I have done these sessions for 3.5 years. Sirisha Mesa, I hosted continuously without that. So these are all I do your portion. Okay. We have to go beyond that. This is the responsibility, duty given to us by our guru. So we are doing it. Finish. If it came out good, it is his thing. If it doesn't came out good, this much only it was given. Okay. We have to detach from it. That is what desire to think without attachment. What is that? Before one attains the state of being consciousness, there is a natural longing without being attached. First thing, that is the one that we have to do it. Attachment and thought leads to creating some destiny. Suppose if I say that, oh, I have done 100 sessions without taking a break, or continuously without the thing, which means it may be the good karma or good whatever. I'm actually imposing it for myself. So I am actually saying I'm in the doer portion. So I'm taking the credit for it. So that one first we should stop it there. Okay, this is the responsibility. I'm doing it. This is the one given to me. I'm doing it. Okay. So first release that attachment. Okay. Then attachment to the thoughts leads to creation of the. If I start creation, it is creating some destiny. Oh, I did something good. I will entitled to get some good things in my life. So it is a destiny attached, meaning repeated karmic cycles. It's a positive or a negative, there is a repeated karmic cycles. So manifestations based on those thoughts, because I will think, oh, I have done something good, I need to get a good life, which means, okay, one more life granted. Come and enjoy that life. So there's no guarantee that in that life I'll be conscious of this much also. I may be doing the bad things also. Then, okay, take that bad karma and again come on. So in this way, we are actually coming into the birth and death cycle. So we have to, in order to avoid that attachment, ceasing to create the thoughts, which means ceasing to generate the karmic patterns or destinies. First, create those karmic patterns and destinies. Seize that. Next is Next, what is the nature of the thoughts? For all the living beings, what is the nature? Thoughts are not just ideas. There are so many ideas are coming in our mind and going. So we are not actually living on the every ideas, right? So they are considered as a things. Once you are creating, releasing a thought, they are considered as a things. Who suppose if I buy a cup, I'll say this is my cup, isn't it? Similarly, when I'm releasing a thought, will I say this is my thought? I'm not. But that thought is also a thing, and it belongs to whoever the thinker is released the thought. He or she is responsible for everything that thought generates or influenced. Hitler generated so many thoughts that I will do this thing, and he just tried to do so many things. Who is responsible? Even though some other people have killed the Nazis and all those things, but who is responsible at the end? Because he is the one who created the thought. For every destruction, he is the responsible, right? So similarly, whatever the thought you are generating, you are responsible. Every thought has a potential act. Whenever you release a thought, there is a potential act, there is a potential interact. Okay, it is affiliated to the world. Always our thoughts are affiliating to the world. If your thoughts are generating to know that knower, if your thoughts are to know that supreme consciousness, that it will not create any destiny. But if you are creating the outward thing, then certainly it is actually affecting the world. Exteriorization. So once you started doing it, the thoughts will exteriorize. So that thoughts will not sit hidden. Okay, they'll exteriorize. So once some thought, suppose I hate, she's not coming. Why she came today? So the moment I have kind of thought, right, it reflects on my behavior, isn't it? Suppose I'm so gratitude, I am so grateful that these sessions are, oh, Balagar doing so much, coming and appraising each and every point. So that gratitude. So whatever it is there, the feeling, the thought will come as an act, which means it come as a behavior. And it also attracts material or people, because in my thoughts, whatever I have, some material outside the nature or some people outside the nature, it is actually getting attracted. And also it is creating some situations, events in your life. Whatever, suppose you want to celebrate a birthday, so then you are creating an event. Suppose you wanted to go and gossip about somebody, you are creating an event. Everything is, you are creating some event, attracting some people. These are mirrored impressions of your thoughts that you generated internally. Okay, so thought is not just going away. This is so much thing is happening within you. Desire and the nature. Desire and the nature is the bond, right? Okay, because desires means coming to the desires within your thoughts are clinging impressions of the nature. So which is stimuli is happening because of your senses. Your tongue wants to taste some particular ice cream. Okay, your skin wants to feel so cold in that nature and feel that I want to experience that coldness, or I want to experience that breeze, something like that. Or your ears want to listen some good music, good songs, isn't it? Oh, oh, jasmine fragrance is so good. I want to smell it. I want to use it. So your nose is, so your senses are attaching something. So these are the magnetic links where to get attachments, bind you to the cycles of the nature, that is samsara, worldly existence. It is binding you to this existence. Whenever a desire or price, suppose I wore a good sari and went to the party. Inside I want, okay, I just spend a lot of money on this, lot of time on this. People need to praise me. So this is why I'm taking this kind of examples is you can see the day-to-day life. Even if you are not say, you will do this, because you will try to notify. You will try to feel that others should notice it and appreciate. You need that prize. So here you are craving for some compliment. You are creating that move. Everything is creating. So how minutely we have to be conscious. Thinking without thoughts, how it will happen. True thinking happens when it will happen. You perceive the nature impressions from nature via your senses, right? And but your feelings and desires do not attach them. Through your senses, you are perceiving. But suppose there is I'm saying, right, there is a good meal. Okay, it was with a very ghee and it was smelled so good, and your senses perceived it. Your such a good smell, but your senses within that, you are not attached to it. Suppose it was given, it was served to you, you will eat, enjoy that moment, but you are not expecting the same food again. You are just enjoying it and leaving it there. So that is what you are perceiving, these impressions from the nature through your senses, but you are not attaching with your feelings. You are not getting attached. Do not get attached with your feelings. So you are observing without generating karmic reaction. You're observing, you're enjoying, but you are not actually generating any karmic reaction. That's a neutral and aware state. That is the state that we have to be there. The illusion of attachment. This is just the attachment is an illusion. This is my thing. This is my kid. This is these things. These are illusion. Once you are, these thoughts are creating and blinding you. What they are blinding you? They're preventing you from seeing the difference between your inner desires and outer impressions. When you are having that thing, right, it is blinding you. Inner desires, inner happiness is different. It's blinding you because of all these clinging attachments. It is creating some kind of confusion so that it is preventing you to not to get aware. You're aware of your true nature. It is separating you from others. Yeah, while it is separating from others, it is also separating you from the conscious itself. You are conscious of consciousness itself. It is separating you. So you have to be aware of that. What is the path to freedom? How do we get, or how do we not get into the attachments of these things? Path to freedom is proper thinking. What is proper thinking? To free yourself. You need to get free yourself, right? Learn to think in such a way that you become aware of your identity as a consciousness. You're not Prasanna's, Rajani, or Sirisha. You should be aware of that. You are that consciousness. You are not the nature that is there in the body. Recognize yourself and aware yourself as a seer, as a soul, distinct from all these forms and sensations. I am not this form. I am not these sensations. I am not these positions. I am not this, what do you say, this position that I am attaining. I'm not. I'm not this, whatever that I attain in this. I'm not my profession. I'm not the mother of so and so. I am not the wife of so and so. I'm not. These are all the position. These are all the things that I'm doing in this lifetime. But I am the consciousness. That kind of awareness we all should be having it, becoming. So when you are freedom to think, so then what will happen? You will become the conscious of consciousness. That's where you realize the difference. You dissolve your thoughts. All the thoughts that you're getting is you will be dissolving, and you will return to the matter of nature, sensory, whatever the material, right? Back to its source. You will just take it, but you will return. You will have that reclaim your self-respect from all these thoughts. You'll reclaim all your self-respect from these thoughts. Then what will happen? You are conscious. You are clear. You are non-reactive. The state where you think without generating or binding thoughts. You are not generating any thoughts. You are not binding any thoughts. So that's where you will become conscious of consciousness. What is an understanding here in this one sentence? Your journey is describing enlightenment from the sense-based thoughts. Simply, whatever the senses are asking, from those sense-based thoughts to higher awareness, where your thoughts are seen as thoughts they are, but you are in the state of pure consciousness. You are not bounded by this external nature. You have that clear clarity nature. That's where you have to bind. Is it clear? Am I cut the points into the different things?
You adhikaraste.
Balagar, I didn't get it.
No, in Bhagavad Gita, in second chapter, Krishna says, don't get attached to karmanya vadikaraste. Don't get
Yeah,
attached to fruits of action. Just focus on the action.
focus on the action. Yes. Then that is that simple sentence which we feel that we understood. If we dissect it, so much meaning is there in that. Okay. Then come to the next point. We have 10 more minutes. Let me, because this is all body, mind, this is all we have been so many times, right? So let me complete that. Thinking is the study holding of conscious light within the subject of, within on the subject of thinking. Conscious light. You need to hold that conscious light. Where you are holding the conscious light on the subject of thinking. So hold, then what is that real thinking? So here we have to see real thing. What is real thinking? Study the wholeness. What is that conscious light? It is an intelligent, right? Intelligence. Hold anything, even to attain, even to acquire any worldly matters also, you have to hold the conscious light. Suppose somebody want to write some SAT exam and get into the good college, or somebody want to write an MCAT exam and write into the medical school. What their intelligence or their focus constantly should be there on that. If their actually thoughts are wavering, will they get it? No, right? Similarly, here also, when you want to be conscious of consciousness, you should be steadily focus on that. The conscious light, which is awareness of that intelligence, is a real thinking, means keeping your awareness firmly focused, directed on that consciousness. Real thinking is not your mental activity. It is an intellectual charter. But it should be disciplined, luminous process of in this conscious focus. Thinking is done by feeling, and normal thinking is done by what? Your feeling and desire. All the thinking that we are doing is done by feeling and desire with the mind. Okay. Thinking occurs with the feeling and desire within the three minds. What are those three minds? Body, mind, anybody?
Feeling mind, desire.
Feeling mind.
Feeling mind and desire mind. So we are very clear. Body mind, which is connected to the senses and physical body. Feeling mind, which is emotional part of perpetual experience, perceptual experiences. And desire mind is intention. I want this. Will or motivation. So these are the three minds. These are the parts of the largest structures of the seven minds. Each is tied, but of course, these are also tied to the aspect of that triune self. But mostly we are doing with this. What is the process of thinking then? What is the process of thinking for the real thinking? Real thinking, gathering the light. First, gather that light. Bring that attention inward. Bring all your attention inward. Turn into the subject. What is subject here? Becoming the conscious of consciousness. Turn your subject. So turn your thing. Then try in your mind. Discipline the focus. Do not check your WhatsApp. Or do not. So do not do all that. Then hold it steadily. Steadily be on that subject. Maintain your awareness and focus, precise engagement on the subject. So same thing we tell. Suppose somebody is in your, because I'm just, somebody in your home is trying for MCAT. What do you say? No, don't keep any distraction. Keep your phone away. Keep that away. Completely focus on that and then take a break. That's what we will say, right? Similarly here, when you want to become a conscious of consciousness, keep all the worldly sensory distractions away. Then focus on the subjects. Humans mostly using the body mind. Don't use that only that mind. There are two kinds of thinking, he is saying. One is human thinking, one is a real thinking. Human thinking we are doing every day. It is a irregular, it is distracted, it's driven by untrained use of your body mind, and it is results are fragmented, often contradictory also, and feeble conclusions. Okay, what's a real thinking? It requires steadiness, depth, integration of that light. It involves conscious use of your feeling and desire. Means consciously use that desire. What is that desire you should be having? To become the conscious of consciousness. What is the feeling you should get? That real happiness feeling you should get. So conscious use of feeling and desire mind which produces a clarity, originality, and your inner evolution, it will happen. So what is the role of feeling and desire here? Desire initiates for anything, right? That desire, you should, even to become a conscious of consciousness also, you should have that desire. Without the desire, you will not go there, right? I want to become a conscious of consciousness. I want to touch that knower portion. I want to become that AIA portion. I want to experience. I want to become a triune self, and I want to be complete. That desire also should be there. Okay. Desire initiates your thinking. Feeling is an impulse behind there. So then you'll start feeling it. The object or a subject of the desire determines which mind you are thinking. For example, thinking in a physical may need whenever you are thinking for a physical object, it invokes your body mind. Whenever you are thinking with the deeper truths, then it invokes reasoning mind, righteousness mind. Okay, that's how it happened. What is the seven minds of the triune self? Now you know, right? I'm just recapping it. Triune self has a spiritual model of human consciousness. It is containing the three parts. What are they? Doer, the feeling and desire, and then thinker,
Thinker, reasoning and
righteousness
right.
and righteousness and reasoning, and knower,
Knower,
Knower, highness,
I-ness, and selfness. What are the seven minds we have? Body mind, we just now had it. Senses, nature, physical existence. Feeling mind, the doer's feeling, okay, emotional awareness and inner perceptions. And desire mind, that is a motivation, will, this drive, all those things. What is the other mind? Righteousness mind. That righteous mind starts with whom? Is it the doer?
thinker,
Thinker.
thinker,
Righteousness starts with the thinker, and it's a moral clarity, alignment with the truth. Reason mind is what?
again,
Logical thinking, integration, synthesis. So this is the reason mind. Then I-ness mind. What is that? Know it. I-ness. Identify individual. I am awareness. That is what? I-ness mind. Then selfless mind. What is it? Know yourselfness.
knowledge,
Pure self-awareness. Pure self-awareness. Eternal identity. Who am I? That you are actually going it. Mostly humans are operating in the first mind, that is a body mind. Largely and are largely unconscious of these six minds, but we have to go with those one by one, those six minds. What is the limitations of your body mind? If you are using only body mind, what it is saying, it is only engaging your in senses, hearing, seeing, tasting, smelling, in this only. It is using the analyzing, reasoning only in terms of external behavior. It's not going inward. It cannot grasp your higher truths of the triune self. It cannot think inwardly for eternal aspects of the self. It is not able to think. Okay. True role of the body mind is it should not dominate. Body mind should be used, but it should not dominate the other mind. The feeling and desire, it should not dominate. It should be aligning whatever the things that you are doing with the body mind, it should align with righteousness and reasoning. Then there's no problem in using the body mind. Only then the instrument, whatever this body which came, you can use it as an instrument to reach that higher consciousness. You can regulate your body mind in order to reach the higher consciousness. So most people are thinking with the body mind, but not a real thinking. So let us go in the real thinking. Do not react, do not analyze, do not go after your senses. True thinking is an actual power of the spiritual power. That is actual spiritual power. Be conscious of light. Align with the desire and higher minds to explore the subjects. Goal is do inner work. Wake up all the six minds. Not the body mind is automatically waking up. Wake up all the six minds. Gradually become whole triune self. Then you are conscious. You are free from this identification with the nature. You are identifying yourself with the consciousness, with the supreme consciousness. With that, point 5, I will stop it. Any questions or discussions, we can go ahead.